This is Wiseman's view of the Linville Gorge. The elevation here is about 3,400 feet. It's just after 8 in the morning, so the sun's still low in the sky, so maybe not the best photography conditions, but if you live on the East Coast, you need to come here and see this. This is unbelievable. That's looking at the rim on the other side of the gorge. And down there, about 1,500 feet or so, that's the Linville River. It's going to be a long hike down there, but I'm going down today and I'm going to find a nice campsite along the river and spend the night down there in the gorge. Here's another view from Wiseman's from a secondary observation point. That's the opposite rim. Down there's the Linville River. And that's looking downstream. I hope some of this comes through on the video because this place is unbelievable. Here's another section at Wiseman's. I don't think you're supposed to come out here on these ledges because they've got a guardrail up, but I stepped over it. I'm a little scared of heights, so I'm not going any closer to the edge. The next step down's 1,500 feet. But that's looking upstream. Beautiful place. I'm back up to the parking lot at Wiseman's. It's just a short walk from here down to the view, and it's paved all the way. So this is a family friendly attraction here. But the reason I turned on the video is here's the parking lot, and look over here. Here's the trailhead sign, and look down there. Somebody just couldn't carry that bottle of water the extra 200 feet to their car. Just couldn't do it. Had to leave it sitting right there. Here's the first place the trail gets down to the Linville River. I'm not sure where I'm at though along the trail, so I'm gonna whip out the maps and my GPS and try and figure out where I am. But there's the Linville River. I'm out of breath, about an hour and a half into my hike. I just looked at my GPS and I've hiked 1 mile, a little more than 1 mile in an hour and a half on this trail, trying to get down to the river. I stopped here because there's a little bit of a gap here. It looks like maybe some dead hemlocks or something. There's a look across the gorge to the eastern side. I'm hiking on the west side. And the Linville River's still way down there. This trail took me down to the river, and then it made me climb all the way back up here again. And now I'm hoping if I follow this trail another couple tenths of a mile, I'll finally be down to the river and can hike along the river for a ways. But man, I'm telling you, this is some hiking in through here. This is definitely serious trail hiking. Still working my way down to the Linville River, but here's a little clearing that's giving me a view actually of the river. There's the Linville River. It's still way down there. One quick way to get down there would be to just step off that rock right there. Then your next step would be into the river. And there's the trail. And according to my maps, this thing's to start doing some switchbacks real soon now and take me down to the river, so we'll see what happens. Whew! Finally made it down to the Linville River. The last section of trail coming down here with the switchbacks is pretty steep and slippery. Earlier today I was up on those ridges. But we'll be spending the day down here and find a camping spot for tonight and then hike out of the gorge in the morning. So I'm going to hike downstream for a ways and see what I can find. This is the Linville River next to campsite number 1. Here's what the Linville River looks like next to my campsite. My campsite is, you have to climb some rocks to get up there, but it's pretty close. Now that I got my campsite set up, I came down here to eat lunch under the shade of some great big huge trees. It's very nice down here. Well, I have to laugh at that. My hammock's underneath there. It just barely fits between those two trees. The trees need to be further apart, really. And the superfly rainfly is about a foot too long. So I've actually got it just tied to the trees and rhododendrons and so forth. But anyway, I was tired of hiking and I found this camp spot, so I just decided I was going to make that work. So there it is. Here's the campsite. Over here's a little fire ring. Big log to sit on. Down there is the Linville River. This is Linville Gorge Trail campsite number 1 on the map. Okay, well, I've got some kindling together there in the fire pit and some bigger stuff over there to burn, but it is now threatening to rain. The sky has gotten real gray. I'm hearing some thunder boomers. So this happened yesterday too, when I was over at the falls, and it did actually rain for a while. So if it starts raining, I'm going to have to go under the tarp and probably just get in the hammock and relax for a little while and ride the storm out under there. I can feel raindrops hitting me now, so here we go. Seems like it stopped raining now. It rained kind of hard there for about a half an hour, but now it's stopped. So let's see if I can get a little fire going here. It's about 7 o'clock, and it gets dark at 9. I'll probably turn in around 9:30 or so. I'm pretty tired today. But anyway, get a little fire going here and enjoy the ambiance. Here's a campsite where Bynum Bluff Trail runs into the, I guess, the Linville Gorge Trail. And Pine Gap maybe comes in here too, right up here at the end of the Bynum Bluff. Anyway, this is a great big campsite. Take a look around. I see a bunch of places in here where you could hang hammocks and stuff. And it looks probably flat enough for tents too. So there you go, a nice campsite here on Bynum's Bluff Trail. Here's another campsite along the Bynum Bluff Trail. This one's right at the very highest point of the trail. The elevation here is about 3550. Must be a pretty popular spot because it's pretty good size. It's right off the trail. There's the trail right there. So there's no water here, but there is a nice breeze up here. Whew, this trail's kicking my butt, so I decided to take my pack off and cool down and drink some water. It's not that far back to the highway, but I figured I may as well fill up with water and cool down just a little bit. It's been quite a hike from the Linville River up to this point. But anyway, here's another nice camp spot along the Bynum Bluff Trail. Here's a nice view from the Bynum Bluff Trail along the ridgeline here. I'm not sure what peak that is, but that's a very distinctive looking peak. And down there's the Linville River where I came from this morning. Man, what a hike that is coming up the side of this mountain here. Woo-wee! There you have it, the Linville Gorge. I'm on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and this is Grandfather Mountain. The elevation of the peak is around 6,000 feet. It's up in the clouds at the moment. I'm on the Blue Ridge Parkway heading north, and we're approaching the Linn Cove Viaduct. Here it is right here. It juts out over the side of the mountain. There's some real interesting information on the internet written up about how that viaduct was constructed. Each piece was added on and just basically free hanging out there as it got attached, and then the bridge just got longer and longer that way until they finished it. Very interesting engineering project. Linn Cove Viaduct.